Welcome to another episode of Glitter and Garbage into the Spellingverse or 9021 Hose.
Yes.
If you have a preference, should we change the title?
Annex.
We just add on.
It's the annex, yeah.
By the end, the title is going to be it's going to take 2 hours just to say the title.
The name of it, Glitter and Garbage at West Beverly.
I love it. I love it.
Back
That's another option.
Back to West Beverly.
Back to West Beverly. We are going back to West Beverly every week. Last week was the pilot episode. I'm Justine Marino, joined by Daniel Webb.
Hi.
Fellow comedian, fellow 90210 expert enthusiast. Although watching now, we're realizing it's quite different than we remembered.
There's so much I don't know.
Yeah.
And there are things I remember, but it is really a rediscovery.
It is. Rewatching it, I'm like, oh, that's how that went down. 8-year-old me really interpreted that differently.
I mean, I haven't watched. So in my era was really where season 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
So season 1, I definitely remember, but it's very hazy because again, I was a kid.
Same.
I didn't understand adult dynamics or sexual dynamics. There was a lot that I didn't get. I just liked the look of it. Like Donna wore a hat. That would have been the best part of my day.
Oh my God.
Was just seeing Donna in a hat. So it was very basic. So watching it now, I love it.
I love it too. It is kind of like watching it as a kid versus as an adult when you've had some life experience. I had a similar thing with Titanic where watching it now, I'm like, Jack is a fuck boy, you know? Sorry, he's just
Trickster.
Lies. Oh, he fucking shows her nude pictures of other women on their first solo hang.
Yeah, that part. I mean, it's like when a cute boy knows he's cute, and especially when a cute boy with good hair knows he's cute or knows he has good hair. That is the most annoying thing to watch.
Leo knows he's got that good hair,
and that, you know what I mean. And I know a couple people in my life who just all their life is just like, I know I have good hair. And it's always floppy boy hair.
Oh, it is the floppy hair.
But I'm a sucker for it.
I am too. I love it. I also love your fit today.
Oh, thanks.
You have this cool Wicked sweatshirt and these cool cargo sweatpants.
Look at these. Look at that.
I
Sorry
love
to put
it.
my foot in your face.
No, please do.
These pockets on them. I've full disclosure, I haven't taken them off since Saturday.
I love it.
I refuse to.
I will do the same thing. And even if I have a show, I'll put on regular pants. And then I'll come back home and put on the sweatpants.
The day pants. My favorite thing about touring is that you have a show outfit, which is nothing fancy. It's just pants and a shirt that you put on, and then you go on stage, and then you immediately take it off and get back into something like this, and then be a normal person.
Yes, exactly.
That's my favorite transition. I'm like, I'm gonna go from this t-shirt and jeans to this t-shirt and jeans.
And it's such a big deal. What a difference it makes.
I know, it really does. But you have to have a mental break.
Yeah, you have to it's like a cleansing, a palate cleanser.
A superhero uniform.
Yes, absolutely.
Sorry, the doggy's here.
No, the dog is here. Always around. Lammy's here. Okay, I wanted to ask last time, I obviously identify as a Brenda. Would you say you're a Donna? Let's set our characters.
Yeah, okay. I 100% identify as a Donna.
Okay.
I thought I was a wallflower, a one-liner.
Funny.
Yeah, you'll know what I'm thinking by the look on my face.
I love that.
Not the words coming out of my mouth or the thoughts coming to me, but just the mood I'm trying to passively create.
Yes.
So yeah, I totally identify with her. Also because there was no ill will.
Right. She's so sweet.
Yeah.
And tall and thin like you,
oh,
you know?
Thank you. Mm-hmm. She looks way better in a vest than I ever will. I'll say that. In an unbuttoned or button vest. So yeah, I think I identified as that, but I also think it's because Donna doesn't have any self-esteem and it also has a learning disability, which I'm not clocking myself for. I'm from an undiagnosed generation. But so yeah, none of the boys, I never identified with any of them. Yeah. Not for one single second.
I love it. Okay, so we've got our Donna.
Were you immediately a Brenda?
I think so. Look, I was always immediately whoever had brown hair. That's who I was. So it was
Were you immediately Posh?
Brenda, Posh. Although my best friend liked Posh, and she was kind of more the leader, so she took Posh, even though she did not have the coloring for Posh. She was more of a baby coloring.
That's so offensive.
It was really offensive, but I always loved Posh. Courtney Cox, always a Courtney Cox.
See, I was a Phoebe.
Oh, yes.
Total Phoebe.
You're like the quirky, funny character.
I'm always trying to give myself more personality than I actually have by assigning myself with that television character.
I love it.
I wanted to be Darlene, Connor, all that kind of stuff.
Well, it's funny because I was a Brenda, and then when Brenda left, I was more of a Donna.
You were lost.
I was lost. I really was like, I need to find my footing.
But then at that point, Donna was single girl living in Santa Monica.
So fun.
Which I just found out was at University Beach, I think. University Park. Is that what it's called?
Oh, is it?
I've been Googling.
Oh, I love that. You're so good to me. Googling, you're like the
we're going to have a field trip.
You're the MapQuest of West Beverly.
We're going to have a 90210 field trip.
No, we have to. Okay, so let's get into episode 2. You guys, thank you for tuning in. Episode 2 is called The Green Room.
Yes.
Which I love.
Yes. I identified with.
Me too. Okay, so we open on Brandon's surf dream. Do you remember that?
Yes. Oh, yeah. No.
Okay, because you just watched it, right?
I watched it today.
I watched it a couple days ago and, of course, was violently high. So, so first thing I'm clocking is Brandon has no mullet. The mullet is gone.
Bangs are still there.
Bangs are still there.
But he's lost a couple inches.
He has.
But both episodes start with him in a waking state.
Yes, and with that alarm clock, that wake up.
It's Godzilla. Did you see it? Yeah.
Oh, it is?
It's a wall hang.
I love it.
But the blonde in the dream is a different actress than the person we meet, or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you mean the one that he meets?
Yes, who goes, "Hey, Brandon."
Is that the one with the friends and
Sarah?
stuff? Sarah, yes.
Is it her?
No, it's not. It's
okay,
like a woman who, she's like Bo Derek coming out of the water or something.
Yes,
like she looks older. She doesn't look, to me, the woman in the beginning looked more like she was like closer to 30.
Who's that famous volleyball player, Gabrielle Reese? She looks like Gabby Reese.
Oh, she does.
Blonde Gabby Reese. That's the old one.
You know what's funny is the more I watch this, the more I realize everyone on this show is just around the same age. Like everyone is like 25 to 35 and playing all different ages.
This one was the one. Okay, because we'll get to it. But I did this was the episode. I was like, I have to find out officially how old everybody is at this moment in time, because it seemed to me a huge disparity.
Okay, so let's start. So I believe, and Aaron, if anything is off, please let us know. But I think I got this right. Let's see. Should we guess the ages?
Okay, I know.
Oh, you know.
I confirmed 2 of them today.
Okay, so when the pilot was shot, I believe Donna and David, Tori and Brian were 17, I believe. I believe they were 17. Or wait, were they 16? They were either 16 or 17. I think Kelly and Brenda were like 18 or 19. So they were all still teens. Brandon, Jason was I think he was 21. I think Luke was 23.
Okay.
Ian was 26. I know that for a fact. Okay, so I know
89, right?
What's that?
It's filmed in 89?
90.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go Donna and David when they started filming 16. Kelly, I'm going to go 17. Brenda, I'm going to go 18. Jason, 21. It's like I'm doing that.
I'm trying to, believe it or not.
This is like a beautiful mind right now.
So I'm so quiet because I'm seriously crunching numbers.
Well, I know that the thing is, I know Ian was 26, and he told me
he's the oldest?
No, but then.
Oh, well, no, sorry. I mean,
come on.
Oldest guy.
We've not given.
He's older than Luke Perry?
He's older than Luke Perry. So he's 26. Luke is 23, I believe. And then.
Because my mind was blown. Wait, sorry, go ahead.
And then Andre is 29.
Ouch.
Right? But the parents are only...
That is what I Googled because I was watching this scene and I was like, how much older is Carol Potter than Jason Priestley in this scene? But she's 20 years older.
Yes.
Than Brandon.
Okay, so yes.
In real life.
She was about our age.
She's my dad's age.
But what's crazy is James Eckhouse. I was about to call him Jim, like we're best friends.
No, I mean, it's Jimmy.
Jim Walsh, James Eckhouse. He was 35.
So he looks so old.
But that's like hair, hair
no,
makes...
a lot of it. People used to male leads in movies. Look in the 80s. Look no further than the 1980s. It used to look normal.
Yeah.
No matter what age. They were not super fit. Hair matters.
Yes.
If you're bald, you look older.
Yeah.
But he is what normal guys used to look like.
Yes. And I was like, to know that you guys, just for reference, the dad is 6 years older than Andrea. Just think about that, okay? Like, that's insane. But just, you don't even know. When we meet Andrea's, the woman who plays her grandmother the first time, She is not old enough to be her grandmother. Let me just tell you that.
You know in the movie Selena,
yeah,
how they age the mom so severely. They put her in these like Nana glasses, this fucking grandma wig, and she's not. It's the same actress who's probably 22.
Yeah,
but they make her look so old.
Yeah,
but it's not effective,
well,
right?
What's weird to me with Andrea is she is older. She looks older.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying she looks old, but she looks older.
She acts like an older person.
She does. And the way they dress her, she is dressed 90% of the time like a substitute teacher.
They should have given her less responsibility because that ages her.
I agree.
You know what I mean? When she's this boss lady in the editor's desk.
Yeah.
Frauleining around and stuff.
Yes.
She looks with all this authority. It's like, well, how long have you even? I said it last time, but it's like she acts like she's been there for years.
She has been grinding away.
But I will say this: when you first see Brandon, especially in the beach lighting, that beautiful Malibu overcast lighting, he has this very these eyes that are feminine, and his lips. He's very feminine, so he just looks so young.
Yes, no, he does look really young.
But I googled it. I was shocked when I saw that Luke Perry was born in 1966.
Yeah,
that's shocking.
That's crazy.
And Jason Priestley's 69. Shocking.
Yeah. So exactly. So 21. Wait, so
if 69. You told me in the 90s that someone was born in 1966, I would have been like, they're ancient.
Yeah.
So to really nail that in 2024, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
One of them's literally dead, but not because he's old.
Yeah, but still, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's shocking.
I know. The ages, but just like everyone's within 10 years of each other playing different ages.
In the dream sequence, this surfer lady who walks up to Brandon, I'm like, she's in her 20s.
For sure. She's definitely older than a West Beverly student.
She has the neck of a 40-year-old.
She does.
The
neck never lies.
Not to neck shame anybody.
Yeah, this is not a neck shame. But okay, so here's the other thing though. That's this episode takes a very unfortunate turn with Brenda's bangs.
They're so bad.
Aaron, I sent you a picture and just because the thing is, and I posted this picture a couple months ago when I watched it with Mitch for the first time. This one. Okay. So this is, and I made this clear when I posted it, this is not like a Brenda got a bad haircut episode.
No.
This is not addressed. These are normal bangs in this universe.
Yeah.
And I did put the comparison of me in my short uncut bangs.
Hard to tell who's who.
They are cut almost exactly the same. Like, because when I saw this, I was like, how is no one responding or reacting to this?
Like, it's shocking. Because it's giving. I just ran in the other. I'm a 4-year-old. I ran in the other room with my first pair of scissors and went yak, and I just came back in the room and went, how do you like it?
Yeah.
And then I got grounded.
Exactly.
That's what it looks like.
And it sounded like she kind of got grounded by the producer. Weren't the producers annoyed because she didn't
changed her hair? In an interview with Arsenio Hall or something that I was watching because I'm a nerd. She talked about how she had changed her look so drastically. I think she came back with like blonde highlights or something else.
So crazy.
I'll look it up. But yeah, it literally, I worked as a telemarketer, which is a horrible, humiliating thing to admit. But one time, this guy had custody of his kid only on the weekends. So every Saturday, his daughter was there. And one day, she disappeared for a long time. And she came back in the room, and she suddenly had bangs. But they were this long. So they were like they stuck like my bangs. And she was he had to end a call, lose a sale, leave the room, and take her and try. And when he came back, he'd try to wet them and like mat them down and all that sort of thing. So when I saw Shannon Doherty, I was like, I think she just panicked before she had to go to school, decided she had nothing to wear, so she needed a new look, and cut bangs.
Yeah, I agree.
Which should have been the focus of this episode.
It should have been this. The bangs should be the A story.
Like crazy.
I don't
so
smell
sorry.
anything.
Okay.
It's okay.
Maybe it's the treat. The treat just might be noxious.
The treat. No, I don't smell anything. Okay. But here's my biggest question is like, I guess maybe she did it as like defiantly, but like, could we add some more bangs? Like, did they not have a clip-in to try and make it better?
Or
like,
just even it out.
No one was like, hey, we can't have you come to set like this. Like, throw a wig on, something.
Or a ponytail. It looks like a dog bit her bangs.
It did.
Or
it
like
does.
an animal attack.
It does. What? Animals attack bangs.
Bangs, yes. Because look at yours. Yours have an evenness, a line, a thickness.
Yeah, they do. And then, but there's also, they are a little bottlenecky in that they... angle out a little bit.
Bottlenecky,
Yeah, there are
okay.
lots of different kinds of bangs.
Sometimes when we take our first step into bangs, we don't ask all the right questions.
That's true. We don't have all the tools.
Right. So this could have been one of those impulsive.
Yeah.
I'm famous, new money. You know, you spend money on a haircut, you look like a clown.
Yes,
Has that ever happened to
totally.
you? I've done that.
Well, I did once. A girl in middle school watched The Craft and then put a curse on me to get a bad haircut, and then I let my best friend cut bangs, and it was bad. So she was
Manifested that shit.
she really did.
Magic is real.
I
y'all.
know. How fun. What a tumultuous relationship with bangs I've had. A girl cast a spell
And yet
on me.
you keep coming back. And yet maybe that's the spell.
It is the spell.
Yeah, you don't have bangs up there.
I know I don't. I didn't forever.
Mm-hmm.
I was very traumatized, but I'm glad I went back because I'm too lazy to get Botox. Okay. Wait, okay. Can we also talk about the theme song now it's not the theme song at all. Last week we had a hint of it.
Yes.
This week it's like,
Very
what
different.
that's what I call 80s elevator music
Yeah,
is happening.
It's almost jam bandy.
Yes.
Yeah, it has a very much like if you're playing the 5 p.m. slot at Bonnaroo. You know what I mean? When you're
It's so 5 p.m.
the sun
Bonnaroo.
up set,
Yes.
where you don't get to play when the sun's down and everybody's high.
Yes.
You're playing this weird Sunday afternoon music. Yeah, it had that same meandering.
Yes.
Meandering and lots of like, I guess it was the 90s, but these guitar riffs,
Yes.
solo, like it's so male.
It's very like
Not butch, male.
male
Yeah.
rocker, like
Boy.
we're gonna rock out
That.
with the fucking electric guitar.
Because there was a weird thing. Grunge had a weird. Nerds were grunge, right?
Yeah.
To me, it was not this like cool dude like hair metal thing of the 80s.
Right.
When grunge was taking over, and it changed. It did become bro-y
Yeah.
because bros identified with it. But like no one in Nirvana was an athlete,
Right.
Outwardly, right?
Right.
You know, no one had that appeal. So this guitar, I guess it's California,
Yeah.
maybe very, and it fits the surfer thing. I loved the surfer mythology laced into
Oh
this
my
episode.
god, we have so much. This was a great episode. I
I'm horny for surfing.
you are.
As a, like not and surfers too, but like it's such a beautiful thing. So
Do you
this
surf?
one, no, but I take pictures of surfers, and that is as creepy as it sounds. But because surfing is beautiful.
Yeah.
As well, first of all, can we talk about the dream sequence?
Okay, yes, let's talk about
Where
it.
he's in the wave.
Yes.
Where he's like clearly in a studio.
Yes, for sure.
And there's a shower head and a hose, and Jason Priestley's having to go
Oh yeah.
because he's actually in the in the green room.
In the green room,
He's
as
in
we
the green
learn
room.
later.
I died. I was like, please let this be the whole episode.
Oh god, I wish the whole episode was in Brandon's
But
dream.
that was some of the worst. I don't know what you would call that. Special effects.
Yeah, not good. Water effects.
Yeah, where you got to watch in the first 10 seconds. Brandon's like acting like
Yeah,
he's riding in the way. Like,
it's not
wow, it's
good.
magic in here.
It's so bad.
And then the lady walks up on the beach.
I have only surfed once. My dad he thought it would be fun to get like a surf lesson for both of us, like
Oh,
a private.
yeah.
And we got in, our guy was really hardcore. And we get in the water. My dad tries for like 2 seconds and then is like, I'm going to go get a snack. You enjoy the rest of the lesson.
Left you?
Leaves me and goes to have a snack. And I'm left with this guy who's like so hardcore. He's like drill sergeant. He's like, you're going to get up.
Oh,
and I
no.
just suck. And I'm like, oh, the hour's over. I guess I never got up. He's like, I'll stay extra.
I'll comp you.
No,
What?
No, it was so weird.
How old were you?
I was like 20.
Oh,
It
that's
was
cute.
Yeah, no, it was cute. My dad was like, oh, we had like just come to California for the summer.
Yeah, but the surf instructor just want to make you his girlfriend.
I know,
if
that's
he's giving
true.
you free
Well, it was just
lessons.
Yeah, I know. He was like, no, stay. Like, I want to make sure you get up. And I was so over it by the end. Yeah, and my dad was just like, okay, thanks.
Never came back in the water.
Never came back.
Did you ever get up on the surfboard? Nah. So
I would have been Brandon with the effects.
the boogie board. Oh, that's you. No, I'm too self-conscious
What do you, so like
to try.
to try?
I'll do it. My boyfriend's a surfer.
Okay.
So I would have him. Well, ideally, I think that's how relationships end, right? Is when you're like, teach me to do what you do.
Yeah.
And then he gets frustrated maybe because I'm not fast enough, and
Yeah.
I get frustrated because I'm also not fast enough.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Yeah,
I
no.
see it ending in turmoil, but
Yeah.
surfing's magic.
Yeah, no, I do think surfing is so cool. And
I was at the beach yesterday, and there was algae, but there were dolphins.
there were
lots of dolphins and surfers, and so for that reason, I want to do it. But then I'm also like, sharks, and then there's horny aggressive dolphins.
Oh, sharks, horny aggressive dolphins, horny aggressive people at the beach, I'm
All
sure.
of it, yes. Well, the surf instructor.
The surf instructor.
Was that on the East Coast?
No, it was in like Santa Monica.
Where? See, you are a Donna.
I am kind of.
This was clearly, all the surf scenes to me were very Malibu-ish.
Oh, they were, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And he constantly, Dylan, throughout the show, references Malibu and stuff. Later on, you know, he invites someone he shouldn't to sleep on the beach in Malibu with him.
Oh,
but wait, this is such an important. I know, I get so emotional about
well,
it.
betray your Brenda Hart.
My Brenda Hart. I know. Okay, wait. I love, they don't have kiwi in Minnesota, apparently. Did you clock that?
Yeah, oh, big time. And then the biggest lie of all time is no wonder everybody here has a hot body because everything healthy you eat tastes so good.
It's delicious. I literally wrote that down. No wonder everybody has. Brenda is eating a kiwi and goes, no wonder everyone has a great body here. Everything they eat is delicious.
Yeah.
Everything healthy is delicious.
That's the line.
That's the line. Everything healthy is delicious.
Which, frankly, I literally said out loud. I was like, well, not everybody. I was like, when you get away from cake, you don't need cake. That's what I literally said in my head.
Yeah.
You ever salt a kiwi though?
No.
Yeah, slice a kiwi and put a little salt on it. That shit is good.
It did make me want to have a kiwi because I have not had a kiwi in a while.
Oh man.
Yeah.
My number one potluck bring is called salt fruit salad.
Oh.
Where you put a bunch of fruit in and you put salt on it. Yeah. Some people hate it. Some people don't like it.
I've heard watermelon with salt on it is really good.
So also Carol Potter, the mom.
Yes.
From first episode to second episode, they're really working her through the mom archetype.
Yes, they are.
And this one, she's like kitchen labored, single mom, because the dad's not in it at all. He's just on the phone.
Yeah, this one was weird because the dad was on the phone the whole time.
Well, he was probably having his 36th birthday party.
Yeah, that's true. And they were probably doing his deal from the guy they fired or who
from the first
pilot.
But yeah, she is this like. You see the Midwest in her.
Yes.
They really play that up.
But I also love Cindy is like, she knows kiwi calories. She's like 5 calories a slice. I'm like, God, I love that it's so 90s. It was back when people were like obsessed with counting calories and
It was
stuff.
a fad. The health fad has always been a thing, but 80s, 90s was when it really commercialized.
Oh, yeah.
And people could have a product.
Yes, fat-free, non-fat. But then everything was just replaced with sugar, so we all got diabetes.
Right, because remember, margarine was good for you, and then it was bad for you.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Do you know who Fabio is? Did we talk about Fabio?
Of course I know who Fabio is.
Did you meet him?
No, I didn't meet him, but I told, of course, I can't
tell a Fabio story?
Did I tell? I don't think I've told a Fabio story.
Oh, okay, no.
But I can't believe it's not butter.
Yeah, but do you remember he was filming an I Can't Believe It's Not Butter commercial on a roller coaster and a bird flew into his face?
Wait, what?
Yes.
Did he get injured?
Yes. And the big joke was, it was like, and everybody says butter's bad for you. Right. That was all in the 90s, people. You got to look it up.
The 90s were so unhinged.
We were tripping over ourselves to be the best whatever, and in it we hurt ourselves even more.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're
all
so
across
right.
the board. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a big week though, because Kelly invites Brenda. Everyone is going to the beach, Saco State Beach.
Is that? Oh, I see.
Is
okay,
it Saco?
I missed that part.
Okay, so Kelly's like, everyone's going to the beach this weekend, and so like that's the event. I feel like most episodes there is some event to bring everyone together
you gotta hang
for
with
a
your
climactic scene at the end. So we're going to the beach. Steve's mullet is also gone.
And so foxy.
So foxy.
Which I can say because at the time he's 30.
He's 30, yeah.
I'm not objectifying a child.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's so handsome.
So hot, still is.
Yeah. A mullet was not bad. Mullet Jason Priestley, no. Mullet Ian Ziering, yeah, good.
So good.
Yes.
No, the Ian's mullet was solid. And I'm glad it does make a return later in the series.
It totally does.
It does, as it should. Okay, I totally agree. Brandon should be gone. There's something about like a mullet needs to be curly.
They should have clipped off his mullet and stuck it on her bangs.
They should have.
And that is the solution.
That is
everybody's problems.
Why didn't they have us on staff?
Maybe that's where she got the idea. She saw his mullet hit the floor. She's like, I know what I'll do.
Those bangs are just like
they're sharp.
They're sharp. They're jagged. It's like something between like Lydia Dietz and where Brenda's bangs end up.
Super Lydia Dietz.
Yeah.
It's like somewhere between Lydia Dietz and a 5150.
Exactly.
Where you don't have the courage to shave your head, but you're just going to fuck your hair up.
I got 5150'd once. Did you know that?
Oh, you've told me that, I think. You've told me that.
I kept talking about, I wanted to do an episode about it, but the person I want to do it with, I haven't been able to, she kept bailing when I would try. My cousin, she was so flaky.
You couldn't get her bailed out?
I love her. No, we were going to do a 5150 episode. And, but yeah, the timing never worked out. But I'm hoping there's a psych ward episode in 90210.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Because you better believe that will be the time for Justine's 5150 story. And let me tell you, it's a good one.
Yes, I can't wait for that. Is Emily Valentine season 2?
I think she's a little bit of 1.
Okay,
maybe 1 and 2. It might be 2 actually. It kind of blurs, but yeah, Emily Valentine. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Here we go. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, great. Yeah. In season 2, I turn into Emily Valentine at the psych ward. Yeah. Okay, Andrea's wearing a vest. I just like to. I think I only counted 2 vests in this episode, Andrea and David, but I'm sure there may have been more. Mm-hmm. There's also a woman in the Blaze who looks like poor man Susan Sarandon.
She is conspicuous.
Right?
She is very conspicuous. Does she not try to hit on Brandon later?
I don't remember. No, there's definitely a teacher story thing, but it's Andrea keeps having weird things with teachers later. Everyone has something weird with a teacher or an adult, probably because they're all the same age.
I'm going to go out on a limb and suggest that they put that person in there to make Andrea not look like the teacher, to give a little distance and perspective, because Andrea is clearly the person who runs the room. I think they gave that, even though they look like colleagues.
I completely agree. They do look like colleagues. They look like they graduated all the schools the same time.
Frankly, Andrea acts like she's worked there longer.
I agree, because she has.
She totally has. She's been there 1 episode longer than that bitch, whatever her name was.
I just want to know, like, did they focus group the pilot? You know, They had to. And I just wanted. I wish I could see the notes on this pilot. Get rid of the mullets.
Yes.
Red BMW, not green.
Yeah. Kill the Spanish teacher. Kill the principal.
No Spanish teacher. Mm-hmm. Can Kelly not wear every color from the rainbow in every outfit?
Honestly, not to go back to the pilot, but the range of her outfits.
Well, I put in. Aaron, would it be possible? I sent you 2 Kelly outfits, one from last week and one from this. Would it be possible to bring them up together? If not, we can look at them one at a time.
Are you like the polka dot biker short spandex
I think that
thing?
might be the one.
In the 90s, we call them biker shorts.
Yeah, biker shorts.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah, bike shorts.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but then the other one now, she's much more like a little sexy, cute, off the shoulders. She looked cute.
Yeah. Donna looks like she's in a hip hop group.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Kelly. Okay. So yes, the polka dot shorts. For those of you listening and not watching, although I do encourage a watch because we do have some great images here, Kelly is wearing a watermelon color jacket, like a cropped blazer, a purple, it looks like a button down shirt tucked into belted polka dot bike shorts. Okay. White.
Like the question mark at the end of that description.
It looks belted. And under the bike shorts, Aaron's confirming it's belted. Under the bike shorts, she has on blue tights, bright blue tights, purple socks, and then like black. They look like Oxford
penny loafer,
shoes. Penny loafers.
A loafer.
And then a white crossbody purse. Okay, so that was her pilot look. And all of her looks were this confusing.
Yes. So alone, like cropped blazer, even with purple thing, killer. Honestly, the blue and the polka dot, the tights and the biker shorts, that's kind of a look.
Not mad at it.
And the purple with the black. Like if you separated these things, all great. Meanwhile, look at Donna, who's kind of pulling off almost the same thing.
Yes.
Right? She's got the same socks with loafer. She's got the tight, like biker things under something. Oh, a vest. And a vest there.
Donna's really into vests.
Yeah. Well, it makes her, I think Tori is trying to look pedestrian.
Okay, so Ian.
Pedestrian.
Oh, so there are 3 vests at least because this Donna has a vest here. Okay, so Ian, I did ask him about how much they had a say in their wardrobe.
Yeah.
And he said that they were pretty cool, like, as the seasons went on. I'm sure in the pilot they told them what to wear, but my guess is that it was either a focus group, or B, after doing the pilot and it getting picked up, they were a little more relaxed, like, oh, we want your guys' input on what you would wear.
You're gonna stay.
Yes.
Yeah, you got a contract.
Stay.
Yeah.
Because let's look back at that picture one more time. I want to look at the other one. So episode 2, jeans, black belt, off the shoulder, frilly, cute white shirt, just very 90s.
Yeah.
It looks like she has a Louis Vuitton.
Very
and
farmer's
then,
market.
Yes, very like cute 90s going to a farmer's market.
Yeah, weekend.
Yes,
but in the Palisades.
But only the Palisades. They don't go to the Hollywood farmer's market.
No, they'll be seen.
Yeah.
They'll be noticed.
And then Donna, obviously. Donna has the best style. I'm sorry.
You know why? Because I didn't get it at the time, but it's like if you wear, like, it's like an adult outfit almost.
Yes.
It's that kind of like chic, simple. I just did not understand it at the time.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Later, I do Brenda's style is so close to my own style.
Yeah.
Like black bodysuits and Levi's.
Yes.
But while I was rewatching with Mitch, we were both really giving props to Tori's style because it really is good.
I think that was on, like, maybe I'm projecting here, but when you are only given a 2-word line in the 2 scenes they let you be in, you have to make a visual statement.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So maybe that's her stamp.
I like that.
No one else is going to hear from her, so they may as well see you.
Right. And I hope she was like, Dad, I want to wear what I want to wear. And he was like, yes, babe, whatever.
Her credits do change because the openings
yes.
change where they show the name with the actor, right? They
Yes.
showed that since the pilot.
We have 2 scenes from the pilot that we have to draw from for
They
this montage.
but they group Tori in with the kids cast, and
Yes.
then it's the parents.
Yes, I noticed that.
She might still be last though, even though I think later it's always Gabrielle Carteris is last.
Yeah, I think
right?
she definitely, something happens and she moves up.
Something happens.
Isn't that funny?
But yeah, okay, so we haven't even gotten to.
Wait, but Donna has a great line, which is, Brenda, your brother is dope.
Yeah, see, they're fawning after Jason or Brandon the whole time.
Yeah, they are.
Like, they're objectifying him. In the first episode they hint to it, but so does Kelly.
Yeah, no, all the girls are like, who's that? Who's this Minnesota boy with the heart of gold?
And Andrea gives him an assignment because he's doing sports. Is his job, right?
Yes, it's his job.
But she gives him an assignment or an essay.
Oh,
What
he
is
has
it?
to write about
Editorial.
being a new...
Moving the Midwest to Beverly Hills.
Yes,
And
exactly.
That's his writing assignment.
That is his assignment.
That still came from Andrea and not the
and
teacher.
not the teacher.
Not the older woman in the room.
I cannot remember. Okay, I don't really compare anything in TV or movies to my high school experience because I went to a small all-girls Catholic school.
Oh, yeah, no.
So it's not going to be the same. But you said you had a newspaper, but not a DJ.
Correct. No
Okay.
DJ would have killed to have been that person. But
Okay.
there were the people who took their roles too seriously.
Right.
There was one girl in our theater class who acted like this was fucking Broadway
There's always that girl.
and would yell at us if we weren't up the way she was.
Oh my God.
She also told me to play it straight once.
Were you out and
No, but it was very different.
when did you come? What?
I sort of never did, but then also did. I really didn't. I never
Straight,
did.
actually.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, big disclaimer. Emo Phillips actually said I opened for Emo Phillips once, and he got up and he goes, "What if Daniel wasn't gay?"
Oh.
He goes, "That would be the most offensive act in comedy history." I was like, "That is fucking funny."
That's hilarious.
Okay, so. But yeah, I never really did because in the 90s it was still dangerous or it would fuck you up or you still played it, whatever. But I was also a kid in the 90s.
Right.
So yeah, I never really did.
Yeah.
I just kind of edged into being, the evolution was you were just sort of like bisexual till you were gay. But then I had this moment with President Obama that was like a viral story about gay rights, and then that kind of just sealed the deal.
Oh, good.
If there was ever any question.
That's a good way to steal the deal.
Yeah, it was really funny. It was because I also was of the ilk. Not to get on it, but I was like, I always wanted just to be like a person, not a gay person.
Exactly.
And it's like you're sort of denying, you're muffling yourself.
Right.
Even though I'm like, I want to be able to take myself for granted. My
Right.
existence should just be something, let's move on.
Right.
But that's not really the world I live in.
Yeah.
So you do have to be visible, vocal, and,
Right.
and an activist.
Well, especially you have a voice. You could, you
all
can
that
help,
shit.
all that stuff.
But in Texas, it would cost you your life or, so all kinds of shit. You had to bro it up, which is why I was like a closet Donna fan.
That's why you're like, I fucking love
I love Steve. Let's cheat on these exams. You see how that goes? Exactly. That's how that works. Now you know straight male code.
We both went Steve.
There were 4 options to choose from, and we both chose Steve.
Come on, Steve is the most aggro.
Yeah.
He's lovely in person. He's so
Sure.
sweet and charming and
But
But
Steve Sanders is MAGA.
He's Steve is
He may be RFK Jr. Sorry to get political.
Yeah, but I think he's a bro.
Yeah. Well, as evidenced in this episode by the way Dylan diffuses all the male energy.
Yes. So let's talk about this. So this is the scene we're now getting to where we meet fucking Dylan McKay, who I have such a love-hate relationship with. There's something comforting about him, but then I also get really mad at him in season 3. But Dylan and I have had some ups and downs. But okay, so Brandon basically walks in on Scott. He's in this what is this room?
The computer
the
lab. Yes.
It's like there's no light, there's no overhead lighting.
I'm sure in the old days it was called the Audio Visual Club.
Okay.
And then it blurred into the computer lab.
Okay.
Because they're in school before everyone had a computer or a fucking phone. You had to have one central room.
Right.
So one class at a time could go to utilize the computers.
Right.
I feel like I'm just the old person translating what the 90s were.
No, I get it, but you're helping translate something because you were a little older.
I am.
Not by a lot, but
I'm older.
But by 3 years. But that makes a difference
in the
memories,
90s.
In the 90s. You're Andrea and I'm Donna.
Them's fighting words there.
Sorry.
But I will say this: Andrea has way better shoulder pads than Donna ever does.
That is true. And look, Andrea,
her blazer game is it.
Her blazer game is it. She was the first cast member I ever met. I have and she said I was cute at the car dealership. Aww. So I will always, my parents waited in line with me to meet Gabrielle Carteris.
Parents sound really fun.
They're cool.
They got you
would
surf
like
lessons.
Surf lessons.
They took you to meet famous people.
Only child alert.
Oh yeah, that's what it is though. They want to make sure you're having fun.
I know, they're the best.
That's so cute.
Yeah, they're very sweet. Okay, but let's talk about Scott is in the computer lab. Did you clock what he's doing?
Oh, he's designing. First of all, Scott is early gay character. I don't think anyone ever admitted it. I don't think he did, but he's very.
Yeah.
He's designing a nightclub.
Yeah, he is. From his imagination and not experience.
Well, since I don't have any experience, I had to use my imagination. It's the most. The more you know, like fucking NBC moment. I've never heard a line that cheesy.
Me neither.
And my other problem with him is that he wears this ball cap like barely on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I would that one. It's like a fascinator.
Yeah.
At that point,
he's wearing a baseball cap.
He wears
like
a Lakers fascinator. And he's alone in the lab designing a nightclub.
Yeah. And Brandon comes in and these guys start, after he says not from my experience, my imagination, these guys come over and in my mind rightfully tease him about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a cheesy line. Don't say that out loud. Think it to yourself.
Does he say the dance floor?
He said...
Oh, it has a name.
Oh, he goes, he's made the floor plan for the ideal dance club.
Yeah, okay, yes. Okay, yeah. He doesn't even say nightclub because that is more homosexual.
Yes.
What you said.
Dance club.
That.
Yeah, and it's like, what a weird way to spend your time.
Yeah, what are you not...
Is this for school?
Is it study... What class is asking you to design a dance club? You underage youth.
Exactly.
Go play with a gun.
Yeah, go fix your fascinator. Go play with a gun. Foreshadowing. When that happens,
oh my God.
The cheese factor is like...
Oh, I remember that.
What I love is look, I love 90210 because they are tackling these important issues, but sometimes the way they do it,
execute it.
The execution
Literally.
is so corny, especially now looking back that we've come so far and things do like TV shows look like film. They look as good as film.
Yes.
And so looking back, like before there really was a distinction between TV and film.
Look,
right?
sound,
yes.
everything, acting,
yes.
all of it.
Now it's like there is a level playing field. I think television is thought of is taken just as seriously as film is now. I mean,
and television, like honestly, an episode had a beginning and a fucking end.
Yeah.
If there were continuations and stuff, but it wasn't this like everything's a cliffhanger. Like it just didn't have that. The episode had an end.
Yes.
And then the next episode was, what is this going to be about? Like
exactly. It was like each could be a self-contained story.
Right. A season wasn't this long, crazy story arc.
Yes.
I mean, it was, but it wasn't.
It was, but like, and they really leaned into it towards the end to try and get you to come back for next year.
Correct.
But now it's just they do it every single episode.
Like in one episode, it's like breast cancer, and then they never talk about it again. Like they never revisit. She never goes into remission. Like none of it. Never. So it's like, it's that, right? It's sort of like Donna's mom is caught cheating. Well, no, they actually do deal with that a couple episodes.
I think they do. But actually.
But like, you never see Color Me Bad again.
Yeah, that's true. You don't see Color Me Bad.
They're just there once. That's it.
I can't wait for the Color Me Bad episode.
Literally one of my favorites.
It's
okay, anyway.
So good. Okay, so we're in there. Scott starts getting teased. Brandon gets up to do something about it. He's like, hey, man. And then who do we hear from the corner? We didn't know he was there.
The shadows.
Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to, what does he says he is like, he says, I'm admittedly not in a good mood today.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, don't mess with me. Leave him alone.
Because the guys are threatening to delete the floor plan of the of the dance club. Which, to be honest, the kid's on an IBM, right? He's on an Apple. What is he on? Oh, Andrea's on an IBM. Did you? I want to know. I bet Aaron, did you work on those computers?
No, Apple.
After she gives Brandon the assignment, she sits down at the computer and goes flop, 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 flop. Those were the kind of computers. They were beautiful. They were these little like beta IBM computers.
Oh,
maybe
yes.
They were Apple.
I think some of them were Apple.
Okay, I think they were. Yeah.
But some were IBM.
No, they were. Because I can remember the emblem. And then the way the keyboards clicked was like loud. It was like a typewriter.
I clocked the newspaper sounds after you, and I was like, wow, they really are leaning into like, this is a professional, busy, breaking news all the time.
There's a printer. It is a fucking news press. Anyway, sorry. He's also working at a really old Apple, and the guy clocks. He's like, "What? Control Alt Delete."
Yeah.
And because he's gonna delete the floor plan.
Oh, I didn't. Thank you. I was stoned.
Who made
realize that. Oh my God! Look at Lammy just hopped up for a guest appearance. He's a recurring.
Dylan comes in to save the floor plan.
Okay, Dylan comes in to save the floor plan. Thank you. And he scares the guys off. Whatever. Dylan has a reputation not to be messed with, and he is not in a good mood today. So he says, and then he leaves, and Brandon says, hey, your friend's pretty cool. And Scott's like, I've never seen that guy before in my life.
This is Scott's acting. Every time. Watch him when he's not talking. There's a scene later with Steve and David and him, and he's like,
yeah.
He does this corner smile thing.
Yeah.
He looks like the jack-o'-lantern from Return to Oz.
It really is like, have you taken acting classes before?
I desperately need to.
Okay, great. So, but you have a good instinct that is better because that is more like showing and not like being and feeling. Because with acting, you really just want to listen and react. It's actually much more simple than many people think.
Sorry to be a fucking faggot about it, but I'm going to tell you right now, Lucille Ball said acting is listening, then reacting, and then acting.
Exactly.
From the mouth of Lucille Ball.
Exactly.
Listen, react, then act.
Yes, exactly. Listening is so key.
Fucking that poor kid never went to that school. No. Oh, he's a cast member though. They put him in before Tori Spelling. I'm gonna say that. Sorry.
Okay, no, please do because I think that's important. Again, I think when they started this, they thought that David and Scott would be like the dorky kids side characters that everyone loves, but they are their own thing. I don't think they expected David to have this
be dorky enough.
Yeah,
he was.
Do you think
all the dork they needed?
Because he's a little taller in this episode too, I feel.
Growth spurt. So do you think it's just like he got so hot, they were like, we got to go in this direction. We can't have two.
Get Scott out of here.
Like kill the nerd. I honestly, it's too much because it's always them. It's like Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and one of them you can't share the energy of that.
Exactly.
Plus, Scott just doesn't have. There's like no interest.
Yeah,
he's very bland.
Yeah, he didn't pop the way the other ones did.
I mean, he's this weird conduit when all the lines could be David. It's like David's thoughts out loud.
Yes, absolutely.
Is what Scott serves as.
Yes, I think, yep.
So where they literally are like, you know what we really need is a guns rights episode.
Gun
safety.
Get ready. We're going to tackle some issues.
Right. That was the first one.
Okay. So then Brandon goes to find Dylan because he's so just blown away by this guy. He finds Dylan on the stairs and he's like, hey man, I've got next period off. You want to grab a bite? Mm-hmm. He just like asks him out on a date, basically.
It is so gay.
Right? Okay, because I was saying that to you like when we did the Shannon episode a couple months ago.
Yes.
I was like, do you know the Dylan Brandon? Like, I feel like there's something there. They act like lovers.
When he in the computer lab, when Dylan swoops in and saves the day, Brandon is kind of breathless. Like, I can't believe he handled that. Don't you, Barker? And he's sort of taken aback by the display of like what is the word? Heroics? Heroism. Whatever, that word. He's so brave,
he is brave
against the school bullies. And then when he finds Dylan, which is even gayer, that he seeks him out.
He seeks him out.
Dylan is just perched on the stairs.
Yeah.
Like just looking out, right? Which I now later think he was contemplating the poetry he references having read later.
Probably.
But everything about it is gay.
Deep.
Because then, which I thought was dismissive, Dylan goes, "Cha, let's do lunch."
Yeah.
Right? But then he actually takes him on a date.
He does take him on a date, and he's wearing overalls. Can we just talk about the
clock it.
style evolution of Dylan?
Clock it.
Aaron, I didn't find a picture of that. I didn't send you a picture of this. If there's any way you can find a picture of Dylan McKay in overalls,
or any Oshkosh Bagosh ad from the 80s,
you will get the
look.
gist.
Yeah.
So his style evolution is so weird because it's like these overalls with a white t-shirt under, one strap undone, and a jacket over it.
Mm-hmm.
So he does the overall thing for like the first couple episodes. Then he's wearing these big baggy weird pants that look like pajama pants. They're like hammer
pants. Yeah.
But with crazy patterns later. And then finally, like season 2-ish, he settles into being James Dean.
Yeah. Well, that's very Vanilla Ice. There was Vanilla Ice was the white hammer. He wore the pants and had the hair, right? He very much had that like crazy hair. But even in this episode, right? What's your problem? Why are you wearing? In this episode, he's wearing, because that's like crisscross. That's like urban. That is not. Yeah. That's Salt and Pepper.
Yeah, no, he was
That's
totally
the
doing
shit
Salt and
that
Pepper.
Fucking TLC
Here we are.
wearing. That is distressed farm boy.
This is distressed farm boy. I mean, he's got like a chore jacket over like.
The jacket's hot.
The jacket. Look, again, I think the pieces separately would be okay. Again, the jacket looks very Dylan. But
oh yeah.
I think with other pants, he wears a lot of jackets like this that are kind of this similar cut and silhouette, but the overalls are so confusing.
Well, that's the whole thing. And then they're at the Bellage Hotel. So why is he ever in denim?
I know.
At all.
I know. It's crazy. So okay, so Dylan takes Brandon. He's like, "Oh man, I got something better planned." And he takes him to the beach. They leave school.
In his hop, is it a Porsche?
Porsche.
Yeah. It's a groovy car.
He does. He's always had, and his car stays the same, I believe, the whole run.
Same color, same model. It really does though.
Kelly's is red this whole time. It's a New Kids on the Block thing, Aaron says. That makes sense.
1,000%.
That makes sense. Also, Aaron, you're allowed to, you can pick a character if you'd like one as well. Just let us know.
Aaron, two questions for Aaron. Who's your inner Beverly Hills 90210 character? And also, did you ever wear one overall? Did you ever do that?
I probably did. I don't know. For the most part, I feel like I was a two-strap kind of girl, but...
Oh my God, wait, no.
Did you wear overalls ever?
Never, but my sister was a total New Kids on the Block fan, which is where that totally comes from.
Yes.
The white appropriation of that. But I always thought Dylan is inconsistent, right?
He is. I think they were trying to figure out his character because he was only supposed to be on for 2 episodes. I think he was just supposed to have a 2-episode arc.
No.
Aaron Spelling is who really pushed for him. He loved the character of Dylan McKay.
And that's why he's not in the pilot.
Exactly. that's why he's not in the pilot. I think he was just supposed to be a one-off. And Aaron says he can't recall ever wearing overalls. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I don't really have.
So you're not a Dylan, okay?
There's like a photo. There's like a Sears photo of me when I'm 2 wearing overalls, and that is the beginning and end of it.
Hey, I was wearing overalls. They had a comeback in 2016, and you better believe I was wearing my Free People overalls. Okay, they were like fitted in the butt and legs, but like overalls.
So the other thing I don't understand. Okay, so when he takes them on the date.
Okay, yeah, they go to the beach to surf, and Brandon goes, "I dreamed about this."
Yes, this place.
This place.
Yes,
Thank
this
you.
mythical place called Malibu.
Yeah, which again, this is just Brandon living his like Dylan sweeping him off his feet.
Yeah,
fantasy.
he doesn't know that it's going to be a whole song later. So it's never identified who the 2 dudes are. How does Dylan know them, and how old are they?
Okay, so Dylan brings Brandon to meet some surf buddies. And it's this girl, Sarah, who everyone calls Betty because she's a surf Betty. And then it's these 2 other dudes, and they're just like, I mean, Sarah, of course, I love how much Valley shade they serve in this show.
Oh, yeah.
Sarah's like, I don't go to West Beverly or Beverly High. I live in the Valley. And it's just like, dun, dun, dun.
She really does a pause.
Yeah.
She goes, I live in the
Valley. And I knew it was coming, and it was every bit as satisfying as I wanted it to be.
But then she tags it with the end of the dark end of the
Yes,
earth,
exactly.
right? She says something that like qualifies it.
Yeah.
My other favorite thing about the 90s is that television was people appear on all kinds of different TV shows, which I'm sure is happening now, but it's like this girl, immediately I was like, who is she? And I had to look her up and remember that she was on this stupid TV show called Sisters. Did you ever watch Sisters?
No,
Oh my God.
I didn't recognize her.
Do you know Celia Ward? This is such a 90s dive.
I don't think so.
There's a TV show called Sisters about 4 sisters.
Okay.
Celia Ward, this was like her breakout TV show. If you saw Susie Kurtz, do you know Susie Kurtz?
I don't think so.
Redheaded mom from Reality Bites.
Oh, yes.
That's Susie Kurtz. She was just on a TV show too. Maybe she died. I can't remember. Anyway, this actress was one of the characters on Sisters, and as a child, this was a Saturday night TV show at like 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And it made me feel like an adult.
Oh my God.
I was like invested in a primetime drama.
I love it.
Anyway, it was one of those. I time traveled when I saw fucking Betty Sarah walk on because she's lost to 90s television.
Yeah,
right? She's just this. No.
She's just stuck in the 90s television
But
cycle.
She's a great actress.
She's good. And the other guys, I don't know who they are. I don't think Dylan knows them well outside of just the impression I get is they just surf around the same time together. They get up early and they go surf at like 5 a.m. and they like to get in the green room, which is what the center of the wave, basically.
Yes, when you're in the curl and you're riding it through and you're in the magic spot. Yes.
Oh, here's
my
Sisters.
God. Yes. And, oh my God, I love it. Okay, so yes, that is Sisters. So Celia Ward up at the top, you might recognize her because she became famous later. Susie Kurtz down at the bottom. She cut her hair, but it was like season 1 she had long hair. The reason I identified with this show and Susie Kurtz because with the long red hair, she looks like Goldie Hawn in Death Becomes Her with the long red hair. So that's the only reason I watched this was because it was similar to Death Becomes Her on visual.
Have you seen The Substance yet?
No,
You
but
have to see it immediately.
We talked about it. I told Jason.
You have to see it right away.
Okay.
In the theater, please.
Okay.
I request.
You can't have this.
Okay, so I don't think Dylan knows these people much outside of just surfing.
They're just his surfing buds, yeah.
So they all surf together. Apparently Brandon doesn't have any classes the rest of the day, I guess.
Yeah, who has an off period in the middle of the day that you can just leave school?
That
and not never happened to me.
Isn't it still like the first week of school?
Yeah, he's like a sophomore.
He's a junior, but he's going to be a junior again next year. They should have made them sophomores.
So even still, it's like you can't do that. You can't just like he's acting like he owns the place.
Yeah,
he knows his way around this school.
He does. A little too familiar, too fast.
Yeah, a little grabby. You know the kind of ego you get when you're the sports writer for the high school paper.
I mean, when Andrea Zuckerman's bossing you around,
you really get ahead of yourself.
You do. Now, while this is happening, Brenda is trying to plan her outfit for the beach hang with Kelly. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
They go to the store and Brenda's like, I can't afford any of this. These jeans are $150, which even today that's kind of expensive. I mean, Levi's are like $98.
Yeah.
And that's today.
Totally.
30 years later.
Mérité Francois Gerbeau jeans were like $70 to $100, which was shocking back then.
Yeah.
Totally shocking.
So these jeans are $150. Brenda can't afford them. Kelly's throwing down her credit card, just shopping up a storm.
What does Kelly say? She says, cheek or cheap. which is a mispronunciation of chic. But
my
she
God,
literally
she
says,
said cheek?
she says like cheek or cheap.
That's
or cheek or cheek.
That's funny
Cheek.
because I didn't clock that.
Yes.
Because she didn't say the word right.
She says cheek or cheap. Yes, not chic.
Whoa.
Yes, but it's before she pulls out the credit card because when the lady goes paper or plastic, and she means cash or charge. Which I thought was so she.
So she.
So Beverly Hills.
But then Brenda gets home and is like, I can't, Mom, I have nothing to wear. I don't have the right clothes, but I'm going to is the sewing machine available? Because I'm going to make myself some banging new outfits because I can't afford the clothes at Kelly's store.
And they really make her look dowdy only in this episode.
Yes.
Exclusively in this one. Because when she's shopping, what kind of farm dress is she wearing? They put her in this flannel, gunny sack looking.
It's so depressing to see what they have to wear to like get a storyline across a little bit.
Well, because the other thing is that they never really showed what store they were shopping at. Oh, they go to they do. They go to the Rodeo Collection, which is 1,000% still a thing.
Oh, it is?
It's a group of stores. Yes. Down on Rodeo. It's because they show the exterior, which was one of the...
He's so
am I misquoting the show? Is there something about the show I've said wrong?
You're forgetting the part about Donna's hat.
You can't have the water bottle, puppy. I'll put it down on the ground so you can investigate it. Okay, so but the thing that it's one of the real things, like the house at the very beginning of the episode where the mailman is walking up to the old house in Minnesota and they show the envelope.
That was so funny.
They have the addresses on there.
Yes.
So first of all, the Minnesota house is not real.
Okay, great.
But the 90210 house comes up. It's over in like Coldwater Canyon.
Oh.
Or like Nichols Canyon. Yeah, Hillcrest. It's like a house, like 933 Hillcrest.
Oh, so is it really in Beverly Hills?
Yes.
Oh.
It's really a 90210 physical address. It's going to be on our field trip.
I love it. That sounds like it's above Sunset, right? Which is
correct,
always
yes.
If you're above Sunset, for those of you who don't know, if you've seen Clueless, you probably have an idea. But above Sunset in Beverly Hills, that's like next level rich.
If you watch Selling Sunset, do you watch that?
No, I can't. It would take over my life.
You don't watch Selling Sunset?
I haven't yet, just because I watched so much of that stuff when I was working on The Soup that I needed like a break.
Oh, but it's such a...
I know. I need to get into it.
It's like our town show.
Oh, I love it.
It's like
the show of our town.
It's our local show.
First of all, calling LA a town like it's like a small...
In this town, right? You're never going to work in this town again. No, you don't watch that?
I need to.
Oh my God, it's so good.
I've just been watching 90210 all the time.
You can't get out of that hole. No, okay, so they're very street specific.
Yes, okay, great.
On Selling Sunset.
So that
That's
okay,
the only
great.
reason I say that,
No,
yeah.
but it's true. I mean, they make jokes about it in Clueless, and it's very true.
So yeah, they're above Sunset.
Okay, great. So they are. I love that the whole time they're like, I can't afford anything. We're not as rich as everyone else. You live in a nice house above Sunset in Beverly Hills in the 90s. Like, you got money.
Yeah.
You're gonna be okay.
Or they have access to stuff. That's the
Yes.
thing. They have rich friends. Like,
Yes.
get your rich ass friend Kelly to buy you something.
That's what I was like. Kelly, would it throw you to fucking?
She's obviously from the Midwest, which is socially poor.
Oh yes.
Not economically poor.
Socially
but
poor.
that does not have the same
The
kind
social currency is
of
very low.
precisely.
Yes. But yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, Kelly should really like throw something
She's
in.
literally bragging by buying those clothes in front of your Midwestern friend.
Yeah, like just very insensitive.
Also, why is Donna not in that scene?
Exactly. Donna should have been leading.
Perfectly good excuse to have Tori Spelling on camera.
And also, she has the best fashion.
That's the one. She's like the shopper. But but this is all to go to they're shopping to go to the beach party?
Yes,
Okay.
and they're not buying like
Beach
they're buying like
clothes.
jeans.
Yeah, they're not buying beach
to
clothes.
go to the beach. Like I forgot they were going to the beach.
Yes.
Because of the shop.
The other thing I love is that every scene in this was like, it's paradise and everything is just an overcast marine layer day in Malibu. None of it looks like California paradise. It all looks like fucking 9 a.m. on the one.
It does.
It's foggy. You can see the algae in the water.
Totally.
Like, none of it is picturesque.
Yeah, no, it's not at all.
But that story was so boring to me. The beach thing and the Brenda being when they like all of that was so dull.
Yeah, no, it was. There wasn't a lot for Brenda to do in this episode. She did have, well,
You know why? Because once they saw those bangs, they probably chopped
they were
their
like,
scenes
let's
up.
let's
Wait for those to
like,
grow
we're
out.
gonna chop the scenes.
We'll
like
see you
chopped
week
those.
3. You chop those bangs, we'll chop your scenes.
Yeah,
bitch.
exactly.
Get out.
Oh my God. Wait, also I love that Brandon and Dylan are so into each other. Like Brandon's so into Dylan that when he comes home, he tells Brenda about her.
I met a guy.
Yeah, that's how it feels. And then she's like, "Oh my God." He's like, "Have you heard of Dylan McKay?" And Brenda's like, "Of course, everyone knows Dylan McKay. He's bad news, Brandon." Like
she says he's trouble.
She says he's trouble. It sounds like a friend of a pair of girls, and one of them is warning the other one about
don't date him.
Exactly.
Don't date him. He's gonna fuck up your credit.
Exactly. Like I don't know any straight male guy who are like this into this a blossoming friendship like this.
Not in the romantic way they look at each other. There's long pauses. There's the first scene where they go off to lunch. There's a lot of like they're very like physical. They're facially emotive.
They are
in ways that look like I can't wait to blow that guy.
They're feeling. They are feeling things.
They're closeted. Don't ask, don't tell. This is also at the height of like all that. Oh no, it's not. It's before that.
Do you think in any way there was a little like
gay action,
or just like not that, but just like a little like we want everyone to think maybe there's something.
Oh, you mean like the Menendez movie?
Yeah,
the way they took artistic,
poetic
license and just made them gay?
Yes.
No, because it was such a... Okay, so on Melrose Place, not to jump the shark, but on Melrose Place, that character was...
Matt.
Matt, I think, was the first male gay kiss on TV.
Oh, probably.
Which was, in the lead-up, was a scandal.
And actually, the first, I think... out gay character on TV was in My So-Called Life was Ricky.
But gay kiss, yes, was I think on Melrose Place, and it's like through the window or something. They could barely make it like the main thing. Yeah. So even at that point in television, it was still not risque, but
no, it wasn't.
It was taboo.
Yes, you didn't see it a lot.
And the portrayal of it. So no, I don't, because you also didn't want to. What is it when you chop the balls off? What emasculate? Demasculate.
Yeah.
Either of their leads.
Yes, that's true.
Because that was their moneymaker.
Man, I'm shipping Brandon and Dylan more than anyone now.
That's the thing, is because what's weirder is Brandon is so flirty with everybody.
Yeah.
His sister, his best friend. Like, get this man a girlfriend. The only one he doesn't flirt with is the only one who's clearly horny for him, which is Andrea. He's more jockey with her than he is with Dylan. Do you notice that?
Yes.
He's more broy with Gabrielle Carteras.
Yes. Okay. Breaking news from Aaron in the sound booth. He is probably a Brandon. Aaron had a huge crush on Gabrielle Carteras when he was 8. Yes. I love that. Okay. So we've got Brenda, Brandon, and Ardana here.
Wait, but that is... I want to examine that really fast, because when I was a kid, like 8, right? Like Aaron, if I thought a girl was pretty...
Yeah.
It honestly had to do with, does she look like she makes straight A's? There was like a scholastic, like Kelly looked like she made straight A's.
Yeah.
There's like she's just responsible or something. But Gabrielle Carteras, that would have registered as pretty to me.
Interesting.
At that age. So I totally see you being horny for the nerd.
See, to me, I was just blinded. It's like, to me in the 90s, glasses meant not hot. It was like, this. Totally. This is how it was in the 90s.
Yes.
Not hot. Hot.
Yeah.
Freddie Prinze Jr. is on his way to come get me now, right? But then not hot again.
Like I'm saying, everything that I'm seeing, the way they qualify as nerd on these 2 episodes I've seen so far is 100% fashion now.
Oh, yeah.
Like Scott is a nerd,
totally.
David is a nerd, but they're so not high fat.
No, but they are. They're
very
really
Melrose
cool.
Avenue, y'all.
Okay, then we have a weird thing with Steve and his mom. Did you understand this?
I think they're trying to just really hone in on she's a famous person and he's been abandoned by her for her fame.
But like, so he's in his room.
Yes.
And suddenly we just hear his mom's voice being like, Steven.
Uh-huh.
Was that on like an intercom? Speakerphone?
Which was very she.
But it didn't ring or anything.
Is it intercom?
That's why I was like, I rewound it. I was like, is this a phone call? What's going on? And she goes, will you have dinner with me? And he's like, of course. And then they hang up and he's like, I gotta watch you. And he starts watching her on TV. So I was very stoned. Maybe I misinterpreted it.
Honestly, my dumb 2024 brain might have clicked in and just thought he was like on an iPhone. Do you know what I mean? I might not have clocked
that's what it felt like.
How dated that was.
I was like, what piece of technology is this, you know?
Okay, so the thing about Steve's mom is that he's on the phone with her. She's already asking about David Silver's dad.
Oh, right.
That's what that call's about?
Yes.
Oh, I see. You know, you could make friends with them or tell him hi.
Yeah, because he's a
hurt you.
producer.
It wouldn't hurt you to say hello to David Silver. And then her TV show comes on.
Yeah.
And Steve is like, I gotta go, Mom. You're on.
Yeah.
And he watches her show.
That's why I was confused, because I was like, I thought he was going downstairs to have dinner. Like, was she calling him to remind him to watch the show because she's out of town?
I think it's just like that. Okay, so later when it's revealed that the Mel Silvers that she's trying to get in touch with is the producer, not the dentist.
Yeah.
And that she is like just trying to power play for a Hollywood thing. I think that is just trying to show that Steve is a cog of a Hollywood family.
Yes, he is.
And it's all centered around the TV show, so that the only way he can relate to his mother is by watching her on TV or scoring a Hollywood connection, right? Because he's not mad that he's embarrassed or anything when the David thing happens. He's mad that he wasted time on the wrong nerd, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it's just this underlying story that his mom is away in Hollywood living her life, and he is just the satellite.
I just wasn't sure because of this weird intercom speakerphone. But you know what? I'm just going to go with it.
I grew up in a normal house, and we had an intercom system that was attached. It was in the wall, and it was on the radio, so my mom could literally go, wake up.
Oh,
and
okay.
It was very... Yeah, you would see it in houses. Do you not remember that?
No, I don't think we had that.
And it was attached to a radio. God, I'm so fucking old. You had a radio in the wall. This is so bizarre. Do you not know this? You never saw this? It would be in the wall, and there would be a radio knob, right? And a dial.
Yeah.
And speakers. So, like, if you're just in the kitchen and you want to listen to the radio, it's a fixture in the wall. So you click it on. And then that is connected. Each bedroom has a speaker in it. I'm telling you, we were not rich. This is a house, normal house. Each bedroom has a speaker and a button in it, so you can also listen to the radio, or you can turn that down, but the voice can still come through.
Oh.
And then I could, this is actually nuts because we never played, but I could talk to you in your room and punch in who I wanted to talk to.
Oh, okay. So I'm assuming it's something like that.
Yeah. It was something people thought, when my friends came over, they thought it was the weirdest thing. I thought it was normal.
Okay. I thought it was very strange, but
rich people.
Clearly it was normal.
Yeah.
Clearly your mom was on the Hartley house is what you're telling me.
It was this weird moment of trying to connect people when you had like your own phone line. So maybe you would call your parents' line.
Right. I mean, that makes sense to me because I did have my own phone line.
Yeah. So it was that same kind of thing where it was like people trying to make leaps and bounds.
Yeah. Okay, great. I did write down people are saying West Beverly is harder than college.
Yes. Brenda says that, right?
I think so.
To the mom?
Yeah. Okay, because then, I don't know. I think she's just like, oh, this is so hard already, blah, blah, blah. But then Dylan takes Brandon on their second date. Mm-hmm.
It is dates, though.
It feels like dates. There's no other way to describe. That's why Mitch and I were like, Mitch was like, does anything happen between them? Like
they have these long looks at each other.
Yes, it's romantic feeling chemistry.
And the second date, or when he shows up in, okay, well, it's after the scene. Sorry.
Oh. Well, we don't have to go totally in order, but they go to the hotel.
Yes, and and that doesn't go the right way. We learn more about Dylan's character is that they go to a hotel.
They go to a hotel, and Brandon thinks they're breaking into the hotel.
Yes.
Dylan sneaks into a room. Brandon thinks he's ordering room service. Brandon's like, I'm a good guy. I don't do anything wrong. I got to get out of here. This is wrong.
Yes.
And he leaves, and Dylan chases him out, which again,
gay.
He does that with Brenda, like a week into their relationship.
Like, what straight guy lives for that kind of drama? You know what I mean? Straight men are too lazy for that shit. Like, if someone runs off, they're like, okay, deal with it later.
Bye. Yeah, exactly.
They're
we'll
not
let him
about,
chill
like,
out.
Oh my gosh, is he okay?
Yeah. No. So Dylan walks out. The room service guy comes. It's made clear that Dylan's dad lives in the hotel. And so Dylan is known there. He's a rich kid.
In overalls.
I mean, that he could have worn something else.
And I forgot that Brandon is like, I don't know where he comes from with this moral authority.
Yeah.
On everybody.
Canada.
Everybody. He knows better than everyone, right?
He does.
He knows how to tell Bran, how to like handle things with Kelly.
Yeah.
Because Kelly ditches her at the beach.
Oh, yeah. Kelly ditches her at the beach.
Which didn't make any sense. In the scene, they're all leaving together, and then just the next thing, she goes, I'm going to go find Brandon.
And then Kelly leaves.
And then she's literally just gone because Brandon is now talking with Sarah and the two guys. Is that when she's drinking?
Yes, that's when she's drinking.
Oh, that's a very important scene.
Yeah, so that is okay. So we get to the hotel. Brandon is still mad though, despite finding out that Dylan lives there and is not doing anything wrong. Brandon is so uptight.
Yeah,
he's like, I gotta get out of here. So then they leave. Then the next day is the beach.
He didn't like
day.
those other two guys in the room. He wanted to be alone with his new friend. I thought we were friends.
I'm so glad. I was so curious what your thoughts would be on this, because when I brought this up earlier, I was like, I felt so dumb because I was like, isn't it crazy how like obvious it is that Brandon and Dylan are into each other? And you were like, really? Like you didn't remember? And I was like, oh no, am I like putting my own fantasy onto it?
So they really, and maybe this is just Jason Priestley as an actor, but there's something, he has this like super broiness about him. He's like acting masculine. I don't want to say he's not in real life, but there's so much about him that is this like implied or like masculine thing. You know what I mean? He's very bro-y.
He's a dude.
Yeah. In a way that Dylan kind of isn't.
No, Dylan's sensitive. He likes poetry. He goes to the beat of his own drum.
So it's that acting contrast that makes it super gay to me. Because then it's like, do you ever watch gay porn? It's very difficult to watch gay porn, but it's because of the acting.
Yeah.
You're like, not that it's bad acting, but it's like y'all are.
What's the acting like?
Well, they're all trying to be like men.
Oh, like bros. Yeah.
Turn gay.
Yeah.
You know, and it's that. That's why it looks like that. It looks like Corbin Fisher. It looks like Sean and Cody.
Oh my God.
It looks like a gay premise.
That's so funny.
Like the softcore before the hardcore. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Where they're building a friendship.
With the Dylan Brandon story. I love it. We just had a light bulb go off in our head.
That's so funny.
Dylan Brandon porn.
Oh my God. Or just a reboot like from the other side.
Yes.
Like what we didn't see.
I would love to see that
like
story.
The Sixth Sense of it all. Like they were gay the whole time, right?
Exactly.
And he was just running the Kelly story to throw everybody off.
I mean, everyone was running the Kelly story.
Because then Brenda and Kelly would be here and we'd be all distracted by that. Meanwhile, he and Brandon were just continuing their years-long relationship.
Exactly. And then Kelly went back and forth between them. Like, that's how close they were.
Or it could just be porn. I liked your idea.
I was just thinking, like, why is no one... there was a Full House porn once.
No.
Oh, my God. The names... I talked with Jody about it when she was on the pod.
I love Jody Sweet.
Jody's the best. But the names were so funny. It was like Kimmy Gobbler.
Oh, hell yeah. That shit's funny.
It was one of the funniest. I printed out... dialogue, and we did it at Netflix as a joke when I did it live there.
Yes.
And Ben Glebe directed me and Jody in the scene.
Unreal.
But the lines were so bad.
Yes.
Like, not sexy, like horrible, bad porn pun sitcom.
So there is fan fiction. I've actually written some fan fiction and performed it in places. So that is where that might go. Maybe the Dylan and Brandon story could be some fan fiction.
We have to look into if this is something that people...
It has to be.
It has to be.
The fan fiction universe is dense.
But honestly, I think that this was so far before the fanfic like era, because I feel like I looked into this on Reddit and I didn't find a lot.
Not around.
I'm going to look into it for next time, you guys.
Oh my
if
God,
anyone knows. Yeah.
Maybe that should be like one of our... Okay, yeah, we should have a writing assignment.
Yeah, we
should have a fan fiction.
Yeah, oh my God, let's do that. We'll both write Brandon Dylan gay fan fiction. Oh my God, yes, perfect.
Okay, I'm into this. This is a good
Me too.
idea.
Okay, so at the beach also, it should be noted, Kelly's BMW, as I said at the beginning of the episode, is officially red now.
We're going with it.
We're going with it.
We're going to roll with it.
Okay. Donna... She has so few lines, but they're all fucking bangers. Because they get there and someone, I think Brenda is complaining about being cold, or Kelly, I think, is complaining about being cold. And Donna goes, you should have dressed warmer. Like,
cold as ice. You know who's cold? Donna. Donna's fucking
Donna's
mean
cold.
spirit. Donna's cold read.
Cold read. I love it. Okay, so Betty is all drunk. Everyone's at the overcast beach.
Betty's brown bagging it like Steve at a high school party.
But literally, Lammy is a Kelly. Lammy is such a Kelly.
Lammy is a Kelly.
Oh my
Quit
God.
trying to distract.
I love it. The three of us, Brenda, Donna, and Kelly here.
Yes.
That means Blair is Andrea, which is unfortunate for her.
No, Blair's cute and responsible.
Blair is responsible.
She's a responsible girl.
Okay, so Betty, Sarah is brown bagging, as you said. Broad daylight afternoon at the beach.
Yeah, I mean, it's 9 a.m.
It's 9 a.m.
It's overcast.
It's overcast
The
in
marine
Malibu.
layer has yet to burn off. It's still there. Yeah, but they really are there, and they're always there.
Yes.
And she's always in an unzipped. It's always half unzipped.
Yes. Just to show that she's like actively surfing.
I was surfing,
Yeah.
but now I'm drinking.
Exactly. But she's fucked up, and Brandon does not like it.
No.
We're going to
again.
learn later that Brandon has a bit of a tumultuous relationship with alcohol.
Mm.
But he's not loving it. She's all like all over him, and
She
he's
goes,
like,
this isn't you.
yeah. He goes, this isn't you. And
Or,
I'm
yeah.
like, you've known her for, you probably spent 3 hours with her
Don't
at
know.
most.
You think you don't really know if her name is Betty or Sarah.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I love these people. Like, I think Brandon is someone who he projects his idea of who someone should be onto them rather than just accepting them for who they are.
Say it again
Yes.
for the people in the back.
Yes.
Brandon is all about projection.
Yes.
And he's totally like, why aren't you this picture of
Yeah.
wholeness, morality that I think you can
Yeah.
or should be?
Yeah.
That is totally it.
Yeah. So because it's insane for him to have this expectation of her when they barely know each other.
He's not the moral authority. He's the moral authoritarian.
Yes, exactly.
Ugh.
So then
Please vote.
Please vote. But then he leaves. What if this was a political podcast?
I know. Oh, please. We finally got to the message. We finally got to the message. So register to vote, kids,
I
because
love it.
there's a bunch of Brandons out there, y'all.
They're like, they talked a lot about bangs and mullets.
Bunch of Brandons out there.
Okay. So Brandon walks away. Brenda's like, Kelly's leaving. And Kelly, as you said,
The best.
Brenda's like, I'm going to go find Brandon before we leave because they all drove together. And then we look up at Kelly and she's peeling out.
Gone on the
Literally,
one.
Not a, hey, I don't have time to wait.
Yeah, there's no dismount. She literally is just driving away without her friend, which
Kelly's a bitch.
total bitch. How do you, when 3 people go to the beach and only 2 people are going back, you notice someone's missing.
Okay, but can I talk about, I had a friend who is a Kelly. She annoys me so much, but she, like the final, because I watched this and I'm like, how can Brenda be friends with her? But I have had those friends. Have you had friends like a Kelly?
I think so too, because I think people like being that unattached.
Yes.
Or there's a performativeness about being unattached.
Yes.
Where you can just leave. But no,
Okay, so Kelly's a bitch, basically. Is what we're saying.
with a red car.
Yes, with a red car, she leaves. Brenda goes to find Brandon. They see Kelly leaving, which is just so funny. The shot of her driving away made me laugh out loud.
Because she really is like, "Arr!" like peeling out. Like she's gone. She's not just like, and it happens in a nut hair of a second.
But also, she just left Brenda when Brenda got in the 21 and Over Club. Like, they just fucking, they're like,
she
bye.
really does bail.
She's just like, if I'm not having a good time, I'm out.
And let's be honest, Malibu is out there. You can't just get a ride back to Beverly
there was
Hills
no
from
Uber.
Malibu. No.
They would have had to call a cab.
The bus does go to Malibu.
Does it?
No, it really does. You can take the bus to Malibu.
Oh my.
But it'll take you a day.
Yeah.
She's going to miss school.
She's gonna miss
She's not going to be
school.
able to read Brandon's article Monday
She's
morning.
not. She is not.
I guess it hits the press Tuesday.
Yes, and he has been working hard on this article, sneaking out to go to Dylan's hotel, but also working hard on it. Okay, so
It's on his mind.
it's on his
the
mind.
whole episode.
It is. It's in the back of his mind. It's weighing on him. So then Brandon sees Sarah is.
There's a surfboard.
Oh,
There's a.
this is one of the melodramatic.
I fucking died. I mean, so did she. I hit the floor. This was the funniest thing I've seen in a while. There's just this wayward surfboard in the water. And they don't even clock that as alarming, right? Not at first. You just see this like thing in the wave. And Brenda goes, I can't believe people surf when it's this cold. And then the next thing you see is a wave and Sarah's dead body, right? Sarah's lifeless body, blue. Does she hit she's washed on the shore.
She's washed onto the shore. Brandon doesn't have to do much. I don't know if he like.
It looks like he's going to run and take a dive
it does,
into the water.
But then she's out of the water and he
Jeez.
pulls her out.
Yes.
And gives her CPR, says, Brenda, 911, now. Brenda runs off. Maybe 911 can give him a ride home as well.
But on
hopefully.
what phone?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
what fucking payphone is at Zuma Beach?
Exactly.
There's no payphone.
That's what I'm saying. It makes no sense.
Honestly, in this all of this scene, there's not one like structure.
No.
There's rocks.
That's what I'm saying. That was the same thing the issue I had with her being dropped at the sorority house next to the church in the middle of the at 11 p.m.
How did she call that
How
cab?
did she call the cab time machine?
How did Kelly expect her to get? Oh, she's gonna get a ride home from someone else. That's not that random.
Yeah.
But yeah, 911 now.
But who else? Like Dylan was there. He's only got a 2-seater with the Porsche.
True, and that surfboard is going to take up all that room.
and the surfboard is going to take up a lot of room.
And everyone else is drunk.
Yeah.
Right? They've all been brown bagging.
Yeah, they have. Okay, so Brandon. Okay, so that happens. Brandon saves her. They take her to the hospital.
It's a real flash to she's dead on the beach.
Yes.
To she's alive at the hospital, and you kids saved her life.
Yes, exactly.
They really don't spend too much time on Sarah being
no
dead.
No time.
She's alive, and these 2 Minnesota kids who know CPR saved her.
They really keep the dramatic tension just that tense for like just a minute, and
Right.
then they're like, "We're good. It's all
Well,
good."
because 8-year-olds were watching, and they would have scared us. If Aaron had seen that Sarah dies in episode 2, he wouldn't have watched. He would have furthered his Andrea Zuckerman.
Exactly.
Zuckerman or Zuckerberg?
Zuckerman.
It's not racist that I can't remember her last name.
Well, it's hard because there's Zuckerberg is the Facebook guy.
He's now the preeminent Zucker in the world.
Yes, he's the predominant Zucker.
Mother
Agree.
Zucker.
Okay, so Brandon can't sleep that night, right?
Yes. Oh, they do have a discussion at the beach. Sorry, I really want to say this.
Wait. After the beach, I want to talk about the doctor.
They have a discussion at the beach where Dylan is apologizing for the hotel room not going well.
Oh, at the beach.
Yes,
before.
to Brandon.
Yes.
It is a very gay apology.
It's so exactly
while the crashing waves behind them,
and it's romantic and hot.
Yeah. If it went bad, if I upset you, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but I want to be your friend.
I want to be your friend. Oh, that's the name of the porn.
It really is.
I want to be your friend.
But the first, it's great. The first thing I noticed, though, in the first time in the lab when he shows up, immediately he already has those forehead wrinkles.
Yes.
Which I know I have, but he shows up as this.
But look, I have forehead wrinkles, and I had them when I was 20.
Surgically removed?
Whatever. No, I had them surgically removed with bangs. Maybe that's why Shannon got bangs.
Yeah.
She just developed some forehead.
They're like, viewers are having trouble distinguishing between you and Dylan. So what we've decided is we're going to cut bangs on. It makes the most sense since Jason already has bangs. We can't have 2 men with bangs on the show. So we're going to give them to Shannon.
We can't have 2 men with bangs.
They can't. It's going to confuse the viewer. Then they're going to think they're gay.
Oh, my God. If they have matching bangs.
Well, or they both also have Menendez qualities.
They do. They are so the OG
Very
Menendez brothers. They're both hot in their own way, in different ways.
Yeah, but that was in real time.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Menendezes watched 90210.
I do think the Menendez case influenced 90210 because later we have the episode with Matthew Perry where in it he writes a movie about killing his parents.
Oh, I do not remember that.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
But after watching the Menendez show, which I still have a few episodes left, but that's a plot point in it, is that Eric Menendez wrote a script. Yes. And they were tennis players. So all of that. So I do think we've got a Menendez inspired episode coming up.
Interesting.
Okay. So good. Oh, we're at the doctor. Here's what I love about the doctor though, is he just reads Sarah to filth. He just calls her an alcoholic.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Yes, totally.
Which just made me laugh so hard.
Well, because he has this parting line, right? What does he say? It's like, no one drinks like that if they're not an alcoholic.
Yeah,
what does he say?
It was something
the only
like
one
that.
who drinks that way is an alcoholic.
Yeah, the only people who drink that much are alcoholics.
But
yeah.
How old is Sarah? Betty?
I think she's their age. She's in high school, I think.
Is she?
I think so, because I think she says, I don't go to West Beverly or Beverly High. I live in the Valley, but maybe she doesn't go to any high.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Is she a dropout?
Maybe she was a dropout. I assume she's around the same age, which everyone is 25 to 35.
Where'd she get the alcohol? Andrea bought it for her.
Andrea's buying everyone.
She's buying her alcohol. Clearly, I'm the only one who looks old enough to buy alcohol.
Andrea could totally buy alcohol at that age.
Wow, imagine that James Eckhouse's a mere 10 years older than like Luke Perry, but
Yeah.
looks 20 to 30 years older than
Isn't
him.
that crazy?
Life is cruel,
It
y'all.
is really cruel.
Okay, so sorry. They're at the doctor. Doctor
Okay.
is a
Doctor
substance shamer.
Substance shames. Brandon can't sleep that night. Kelly's calling because she feels bad she ditched Brenda. Brenda doesn't want to talk to her.
This time, tell her I moved back to Minnesota.
Yeah, Brenda is enjoying that they have a very interesting power dynamic where that you can really see the power
Yes.
shift.
In abusive relationships, the abuser obviously is the asshole, but there is a psychological part of being in an abusive relationship that doesn't make you complicit to abuse, but you do ride the wave of having the upper hand or the power when the abuser is in a subdued, remorseful state.
Yes.
And some people think that the cycle of abuse is continued because the person, the abused, becomes addicted or manipulated by that high of being, which clearly Brenda is. She is in the green room.
She is in the
emotionally speaking, because she's
in the green
she
room.
is the victim. It has been identified that she was wrong.
Yes.
And now someone has to make up for it.
Yes. But we still haven't gotten to my favorite part of the episode, which I'm curious if you'll know what it is.
Oh, I have to know.
So Brandon wakes up at 5 and knows where to find the gang, his new friend, his boyfriend, and his surf buddies.
Clearly,
he goes to where I think Malibu, wherever they're surfing, and
Point Doom.
Exactly. And he finds them, and he calls the guys scum, which I love. He's wearing a shirt that looks very Ren Fair. I don't know if you remember.
Yes.
It was very.
Yes.
It was like flutter. It's like nothing like anything he's worn yet or wears after.
It has a weird opening at the top.
It has like a weird V-neck, but it's like it's very Ren Fair. It's like flowy.
If he was wearing a vest, he would look like a pirate.
Absolutely.
Or he would look
he had
medieval.
The cargo pants on too.
He's wearing like.
It was a very interesting.
Well, I think he just threw his clothes on. He wasn't even looking because he had to get to Dylan.
That is true.
So when you're in love, you don't think straight. You really don't.
You don't. Okay. So Brandon comes, calls the guy scum. He leaves. He's like, she almost died, whatever. Gives his.
Oh, because they're like, he goes, where's Sarah? They're like, who? That is literally it. Because they didn't even know the bitch's name, let alone that she's lifeless in the ocean.
Brandon's like, she's a human. She deserves, whatever. They leave. Then Dylan says, after Brandon leaves, one of the guys says to Dylan, that guy needs to chill or something. That guy's uptight. He makes a comment about Brandon. Not on Dylan's watch. He marches right over to that guy's surfboard, puts his arm on his shoulder and stomps on it.
Which
to a sick guitar riff, by the way.
It really is a.
Here it is.
Look right there.
Look at the way he's holding his neck. Like,
because he's like, watch this, motherfucker.
Yeah, he is.
I'm gonna dog walk you. Also, before people said that.
I know, exactly.
Also, here's the thing. This is only my boyfriend channeling through me, is that clearly that is a styrofoam surfboard, which would never, that is inferior. They're cheap. They don't perform well. And what are these Beverly Hills kids doing with such cheap? I mean, surfboards are delicate. A shark can bite through it, but that shit is fucking.
I think those kids are just like losers.
They're
Dylan,
just beach.
I think they're like beach.
They're
people.
fish heads. That's what they call
them.
They're fish heads.
I think they're fish heads. I'm like, they're losers.
They are. Well, look, they can't even afford a surfboard.
They're scum.
But the best part about this move,
is
that Dylan doesn't say a word.
Oh, exactly.
That speaks. That's all the words that need to be spoken.
And that's the power of Dylan McKay.
But when there's like maybe like if you're like. Guitar.
I do want to play the guitar riff.
Yes, that's what I'm talking, because of the like when a foxy lady walks by and someone on a guitar goes like brr, brr,
yes,
it has like a brr, like a.
It totally does.
It's like a on Wheel of Fortune when you get bankrupt, and the sound goes. Boo. It's a really sad sound.
No, it really was like a sound effect level thing. Okay, let me play it because I did of course screen record it.
So there were several moments where I had to rewind and be like, should I screen grab this? Like,
anything you want to screen grab, feel free.
Yeah. Oh, I will.
Okay, here we go. Oh, wait. Sorry. Okay, here we go. No volume. Here we go. Okay.
Man, that guy is a real tool.
Dylan's not having it. Grabs the shoulder. Grabs the neck. Ready? He really doesn't say anything. He just nods.
That's it.
And leaves.
My favorite thing is I want to know who the Foley artist or the sound guy was like, we need a guitar riff.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds badass. All right.
Oh, it's so good.
You just broke this guy's surfboard and you're walking away like, boo-doo-doo-doo. I lived in Austin, Texas, where lots of white guys play blues music, and that was like what my 20s sounded like.
It's so good. I love it. It's so 90s.
Very 90s, but also the loner ness of like, who is Luke Perry or who is Dylan McKay?
Oh, he's mysterious. Everyone knows him.
You can't see. Yes,
yeah, it is some lethal weapon
lethal
shit.
weapon.
Yes, Aaron, good point.
Because it's that California weird 80s like. It's the guitar is so central. I always hate to be a nerd, but Bjork refuses to put like guitars in her music.
Oh, really?
Because she thinks it looks like guys wanking off, which is what that sounds like, right?
It does.
You know what I mean? But it does.
That's the soundtrack of the Dylan Brandon porn.
1000%. Yes.
Right?
It's all the guitars that Bjork won't have. Yeah, Bjork's guitars.
It's just all 80s sounding riffs.
Wow. Every time they jizz, it's gonna have something. Every time you see that, it's gonna have this like 10-second long guitar solo that nobody asked for.
Oh my god, so good.
Yeah, okay, this shit writes itself.
No, it does write itself. Okay. So then everything's wrapping up as they do. Dylan and Brandon are friends again. Brenda has the control and she's loving it with Kelly. Does anything happen with Brenda after?
So the last scene. The last scene where they're walking in school, two things. Oh, wait. So Sarah shows up.
And then Dylan also tries to call his dad, and it doesn't go well.
Oh, yeah.
But also he says, I'm their son. Or the McKay. Like, he makes it. I think they're figuring out later. They figure out that his parents are divorced.
Isn't the mom divorced? Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of early continuity issues as they're figuring things out.
Well, because Dylan was such a rock star. I don't think they expected him to be the one. I think they would put their money on Jason Priestley.
Absolutely.
So Sarah shows back up.
Yeah.
Looking clean. Her hair's nice.
She's great.
She doesn't have
sober a day or two.
But she doesn't go to that school.
No.
Which is even weirder that she showed up at the school and knew where he would be.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of suspending disbelief.
Brandon comes around a corner and she's just there. She just goes, Brandon.
Yeah.
Like she's supposed to be there. Anyway. What the weirdest part is after they have their thank you, whatever conversation, and she leaves, she passes Brenda, who also saved her life, and says nothing.
Nothing.
She literally walks past the other 50% of the bitch who called 911, who got the cops there.
And went to the fucking hospital.
If you watch them, they pass each other, and Brenda kind of gives like a nod, but there's certainly no like, Thank you, I'm alive.
You don't know me, and you saved my life.
And, okay, so then she's walking with Kelly. Kelly and Brenda, Kelly's like, so I'll see you, what does she say? I'll see you tonight, or we'll go to whatever, I'll see you at lunch, whatever.
Yeah.
And Brenda does a really long, like, cold, like, yeah. Like, it sounds like a maybe, but a yes.
Yes.
And that is when I noticed it. That's when I was like, wait a second. She's riding this wave.
She is.
And then that's when Brandon comes over and goes, I think we're going to make it. Or you're doing okay?
Yeah.
Something. He looks to Brenda and she's like, yeah, I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a second. Is she doing fine because she has the upper hand?
Yeah.
Is she going to be okay because she restored her friendship with Kelly? Like, what?
No, I think she's like, I'm starting to rule this school. I'm okay. That's how I kind of. I don't know that. I think if it's subconscious, she's enjoying being the top.
The
person.
popular girls have to like. Are trying to get good with her.
Yeah, exactly.
She's worth something to them.
Yes, exactly. I think it gave her
value. Because what the Bangs couldn't, Kelly's negligence could. Getting ditched at the beach was actually the social climb that she needed.
So true. Okay, wait. What an episode.
A lot.
We didn't do this for the first one, but I did want to do ratings, and I thought we could do ratings based on the Mega Burger, which is the big burger from the Peach Pit. We could do out of 5 Mega Burgers.
That's so good. Yes, that's really good.
So the pilot, I'm gonna give 5 out of 5 Mega Burgers.
Yes.
I mean, it's like 4 TV shows in one. And then this episode, I'm gonna give 5 as well. I love 90210.
If we don't like it at all, can it just be a gnat?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Wait, what's his name? Who owns
Nat?
Okay, yeah.
Do you not like Nat
as a character?
Yeah.
Well, my memory is no.
Really?
But as I revisit it, Maybe.
I'm so excited to see what you
Well,
think.
now that I know that he and the mom hooked up, that is so fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so first episode, yes, pilot, 5 mega. What is it? A mega burger?
burgers. Yeah.
And this one, I think I'll agree with you, 5, because there wasn't anything. They added so much.
Yes.
And it made me laugh. Mm-hmm. Every time they tried to be serious, I laughed.
Me too.
Which is kind of what I look for in life and television. So yeah, I'll say 5 and 5. I'll agree with you.
Okay,
that
great.
will change.
It will change. I mean, maybe not for me. I'm such a fucking easy pleaser. I just love this show so much.
The differences just between the two make them so fun and different that I like. They're equals.
Exactly. It's almost like they're from different shows because so much has changed from pilot to the Green Room, from Class of Beverly Hills to the Green Room.
As Hollywood insiders, as both of us are.
Yes.
Imagine being Scott or whoever that actor is and thinking you made it past the pilot. Right? My name is in the credits. I'm credited before Tori Spelling. Like, this is it.
Yeah. But then meanwhile, we're referring to him as the guy who plays Scott. We don't know his name.
Literally posthumous.
I have never once used the actor's name.
No. And I saw the actor's name scrolled across television just a couple hours ago. And I can't tell you what his name is.
Oh, all right. Well, Daniel, this was so fun.
I had too much fun.
This is a blast. You guys, what are your thoughts? Email us glitterandgarbagepod@gmail.com. Follow, like, subscribe. This will be coming out Wednesdays at 8 p.m. because that's
okay. Oh, yes.
for the majority of the run. That's when the show aired. It was originally Thursdays at 9, but we're gonna do Wednesdays at 8 p.m. because that was the crux of the run was that time slot. So, yeah, we'll see you guys forever because this is a long show.
It's a long show, but worth it.
Worth it. Yep. Daniel, where can everyone find you?
Oh, I'm at the Daniel Webb on like everything, sometimes an underscore, and my website is the Daniel Webb. Everything is the Daniel Webb.
Perfect. And I'm at Justine Machine 1 on Instagram and some version of that everywhere else, but Instagram's my main one. You guys, thank you so much and have a great week.
Bye.
We'll see you next time on Glitter and Garbage, Into the Spellingverse, 9021 Hose.
Back to West Beverly.
West Beverly.
Bye.
Glitter and garbage.